Hallelujah. Barak Hashem. The warrior.
I like this beat.
We the bloodline of Abraham. Y'all was about to kill us, but he gave a ram. Messiah laid his life down, he gave a lamb. Tap up in that spirit, cause we able now. Look at the times. That nation who they serve, I'm a judge, he ain't lying. Oh Babylon, don't you forget that you touch mine. Abraham descendants like the stars in the sky. We get signals from the Father, earthquakes and the lava. We know that our King coming, you do not want a problem. Every knee gon' bow, everybody give him on. Every tongue gon' confess that's the Son of the Father. We living in the times, we gon' see the second coming. He opening them seals from the heavens, ain't no running. Put away your sins if you love him and you trust him. Blow your wings, protect your servants, yeah. 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 How you don't believe? You the one who asked for a king when the Father gave us everything. How you don't believe? Messiah went to hell, took the keys. Right now you should drop to your knees. How you don't believe? We was all blind, we could see. Thank you for the ones you giving me. How you don't believe? Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6, verse 7, Luke 1:33. How you don't believe? Protect your servants, yeah. Blow your wings. Protect your servants, yeah. Blow your wings. Protect your servants, yeah. Blow your wings. Protect your servants, yeah.
Still living in the times where our enemies doesn't have their hatred they have towards us. They claim to be violent free against us, but yet they are the biggest liar there ever was. As the chosen of Yah, we know that our enemies are placed here to do what they have been designed to do. However, they have went too far, and Yah will deal with them accordingly. By the same token, we're still living in the times of our Father's protection, which He shows to His faithful brides each and every day, while in the land of our enemies. So all in all, family, as a royal nation of Yah, we will continue to remember the promises of He. Shalom, family.
Man, it's so crazy, man. We really did, man. Like, I'm seeing more of our people waking up more. A lot of our people moving back to Africa, man, to the homeland, you feel me? Like, of course, we know according to scripture that Israel is, you know what I'm saying? That's the homeland, but Israel is in Africa, man, you know? Just even being close to them, trying to live like the original way that we used to live, man. It's crazy. Now, the times that we in, man, it's prophesied. It was gonna happen. It meant to happen. It's happening now. But man, we just gotta keep seeking out, man. Like, whenever we feel like He not hearing them, man, we gotta keep praying to Him the way that He want to be prayed to, man. We gotta start a relationship with Allah, man. We just gotta keep seeking Him and keeping His commandment. Shalom, family, peace.
Shalom, family. It's your brother Jedidah. Just wanted to respond to your post. Talking about the end times, the times that we in. You know that the end is definitely near. You know, the Lord is the Most High is showing the signs and wonders. You know what I mean? The plagues and such. You know, we facing. There's earthquakes in diverse places, wildfires. You know what I mean? Famines. So these things are very real. The times we living in, you know, and there's much tribulation going on throughout the whole earth. So in these times, you know, just encouraging brothers and sisters, you know, keep going and keep fighting. You know, the Lord said we glory in tribulation. That's what we do. Being Israel, we glory in tribulation. So we have the opportunity to glory and overcome any trial, any obstacle we face. You know what I mean? Any lust and temptation, any sin, we overcome that thing through the spirit of the Mashiach, Yahushua. All praise to the Most High. So, Yeah, just wanted to leave you with that. Yeah, if you fall, Israel, get back up. Keep going. Just man, fall 7 times. Don't give up. Shalom.
Shalom, family. This brother Tariq. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yah, the Most High, and His only begotten Son, Yahshua. First and foremost, I just want to come on here just to encourage our brothers and sisters to continue to strive and continue to fight. The fight, we almost at the end, family. We got to stay pressing forward. We got to stay fighting this battle. We got to continue to pray that Yahshua give us strength to endure this fight. As Aki said, and the women in travail, we are the women in travail. We are the women being persecuted by the beasts. We are that nation. We are that generation. So we have to continue to press on. We got to continue to pray for endurance. We got to continue to pray that Yah has us in His secret place in these end times. We have been chosen since the foundation of the world to go through these things that are about to come on the earth. We are not above our master. So we have to know that He said if He'll be persecuted, then so will we. We got to pray that that mind that's in Yahshua also be in His saints in these last days. Continue to press on, family. Continue to strive. Continue to fight for the kingdom. The kingdom is on the way. Hallelujah.
Could not be here breathing and be comfortable if I was really as bad as they was making it. You know, nobody could be around me. So for me to be this calm, I must have some kind of inner peace. And my inner peace is knowing that once everybody take the time to really see what type of person I am, you'd be surprised that I stuck around this long. I have to make the life that I do live as happy as I can and try to do the best with what I have. You know, live the best life I can live, be as happy as I can be. Nothing is perfect for anybody. I don't know.
Boys, I swear, I think I figured it out. You know why they don't want us redneck brothers and sisters and the hood brothers and sisters getting along? You know why? Because we'd be unstoppable. I'm telling you right now, we would shut shit down.
Yeah. You already know. You're here with your host, Grace Levi. Yes, one of the daughters of Israel, here with you. I love you guys. Welcome to Uncensored Enlightenment Talk. Yes, I'm here in the middle of the night. How about it? So I've been keeping up with what's been going on in Dalton, as well as following one of the activists who has been doing some of the back work to get some of this bad behavior in Dalton exposed. Okay, so as you see from the title, today we're going to be talking about Dalton cops stalking and threatening Jedidiah. And this is not allegedly, because we're going to show you this on his page. This happened in the last 24 hours. As we mentioned before, prior in our last live, that Jedidiah had a court date. Okay, he got in some heat. You know, and as activists, you know, we all know who plays that role. When you talk up, sometimes you gotta be in the fire. But this right here is a whole lot of crookedness. Is resting on Dalton conscience. Oh yeah, you know I gotta sing for y'all. Yes, something is going down in Dolton, and it smells stink. Okay, and right now we're gonna get to Jedidiah's page. We're gonna start off by showing what occurred in the court today. Okay, so we're gonna go into a series of videos and break down what happened and get to the video specifically where he was followed and stalked by undercover cars, which we would assume that are cop cars, as well as getting some photos of the Honorable Mayor Tiffany Henyard. Okay, yeah, allegedly she was there Okay. She said, I'm in it to win it. And I don't think that's a good idea, especially when you have the FBI watching you. Okay. Let's get to it. What is going on in Dolton? Now, this is Jedidiah in court. This was April 30th at 10 a.m. Well, yeah. I'm going to get you put up to 20.
All right, y'all. So this your boy Jedidiah, and I had to make sure I had to call my lawyer because at first I wasn't going to involve them. But here it goes once again. This is me at courthouse, and I'm just going for my own safety record like everybody else is doing because I think it'd be pretty interesting. That dude right there in the back is Dalton Police Chief Lacy. Dalton Police Chief Lacy. That go Line Lieutenant Staples. And we finna go to this courthouse in a minute, but this how it goes. So my lawyer said I can record in here, just can't do it inside of the courthouse, so we can make it public. Well, there go that asshole cop, y'all, that's on the other video of me smoking a cigarette.
So
but that's crazy.
So this is basically Jedidiah in the hallway of outside of the courtroom. And what he starts noticing is that officers start to come. So this gentleman over here that's thicker than the Snicker, look at him. Look at Officer Lacy looking thicker than the Snicker. I'm sorry, y'all. He was the complainant. And then I would assume for intimidation tactics, over 16 officers showed up allegedly. So let's watch this clip.
That could and should be protecting the residents of Dalton pulled out for gang chief Lacy. Sworn officers, they in here with guns and badges, but they need restraining orders against me. Funny as fuck. It's nice to finally meet these people because guess what? Just like she said, she ain't ever met me, but she needed a whole restraining order. Goofy. So we prepared for whatever. I also talked to some of my friends. It's crazy. I'm sitting up here. I told my lawyer, don't worry about this petty ass restraining order. If I go to jail, that's when you kick in. And then I come here because, you know, this is just a restraining order. And they didn't got backup. So there's no restraining order against Lacy. I guess I can go holler at homeboy since he want to be here. Let me see. Maybe he can help me understand some shit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's
Lacy, since you got all your
that's Officer Lacy right there with the white shirt. He's still thicker than a Snicker too. All them thick ass cops. They ain't running nowhere.
Officers here, how many protecting Dalton? Huh? How many protecting Dalton? How many protecting Dalton?
Look at him.
How many protecting Dalton, my boy? What y'all scared of? Why police officers need a restraining order? Why am I here for a restraining order from police officers? You sound stupid.
So this is Jedidiah trying to talk to Officer Lacy. As you see, he's a little antagonistic. Please don't judge Jedidiah ways, okay? You're gonna have to give this man his glory and let him handle his business, okay? So listen, and you listen to what Jedidiah continues to say.
If you ain't doing nothing wrong, ain't no reason to be in court for restraining orders, right? Huh? Think about what? What you trying to tell me? I'm doing something illegal? What's that? What I can think about? There's no expectation of privacy in public. You want to get a sheriff? Go get him. Girl, I'm at court with you. How am I supposed to be 1,000 feet away from you when I'm standing here at the court door? You learn the rules.
Is this the young lady who is the culprit? Okay, so we're getting a visual of allegedly Andrew Holmes' little love thing. Allegedly. Okay, let's watch. Yes, this is what's playing in the background of Dolton right now. This is going to blow up like a volcano because I believe, and what I have mentioned before, that the Dolton police is going to get investigated. As I mentioned, it was something that was brought to internal affairs attention prior from, you know, some of the videos that I have watched and their behavior towards the residents and what they were doing, as far as protecting Miss Tiffany Henyard was being overlooked. Okay, so there is a lot of corruption going in this part of Illinois. Okay, and we already know when you're dealing with Illinois, like Chi-Town, Chicago, as we say, is one of the most corrupt cities and governments in the United States. Allegedly. Okay, no disrespect to the people who live there. Okay, let's go.
I came here because we supposed to be here. I ain't worried about none of that. Y'all so thirsty to get somebody to get in trouble. Let's see what happens. This funny as the fuck. Send your text message talking about somebody to be 1,000 feet. So what, I'm not supposed to go to court? Genius. Look at that. More Dalton police officers. That's crazy. So I got hella Dalton police officers here against little old Jedidiah. It's crazy. He gonna talk to them. Think of that. Think about that. Think about that. No, dummy, you think about it. All right, y'all.
All right.
Well, a lot of things done changed in this officially. Now we got a real problem up here. And so I'm finna fight and deal with the police. I'm in courtroom 203. If any resident of Dalton come up here, I'm in courtroom 203.
All right, we're going to start right here because this is when Jedidiah started feeling like it was a problem. When I was watching this live, I was like, oh my God, this is about to be a problem. So the good thing is that I'm going to give it to you as we get into continue to watch. The Dolton residents actually showed up for Jedidiah. So let's get to this next short clip, but we're going to get through this. We're going to be live for about 2-3 hours because we're going to watch the developments of this whole series of lives.
Hey family, how y'all doing? This your boy Jedidiah. So look, I have to get off of here, but I'm sitting in this courthouse, and of course I ain't afraid, but I'm pretty fucking agitated, and I need y'all to come on up here. I didn't think that this was gonna be like it is, but the entire fucking Dalton Police Department is here. The entire Dalton Police Department here is blue and white every fucking where. Dalton. And I am not under the impression, so this is a restraining order case. But now we got to show strong to everything. I can't take nothing light at all. And I got to be honest and say, I took this a little light. But since this is how they want to play, and this is how they want to do it, I need residents that can back me up. That ain't nobody harassing or trying to cause these people harm, if you will, and you can. I'm in courtroom 203 in the Market Courthouse. And to my team, I want somebody to come up here and get my shit.
Yeah,
because
look at this.
This just don't seem right. And then the police chief, Lacy, gonna go behind the thing, and I peeped him doing to the sheriff in the courtroom. Just didn't feel right. All right, y'all. I said I'm back and we rocking together.
You got no choice.
Get here.
He ain't got no choice. He said, get here. And you know what? The people for Dolton, they showed up. I swear. You see this reaction right here? That's my reaction. I was so sad because, and sad, I couldn't put nervous up there. If it was reaction, I would have put that up there because I understand crookedness of police officers. And I'm going to tell you, my uncle was actually an ICE agent. He passed away a couple of months ago. Y'all know, if y'all follow me, I'll talk about that. And, we had some heated conversations about some of the treatment of people and the things that, they subject people to. So we're going to talk about that in real time. We're going to talk about some of the things that we talked about, some of the questions I asked them on why do you behave like this? And that's the same question that I actually present to my healthcare workers, because you can't be in a position to protect and serve or to take care of and bring back to life, and you are hateful, you are crooked, you are deceitful, and you're literally destroying the people with your behavior. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. You can see how Jedidiah got a little bit nervous in this one, and I got nervous too. The people jumped on it. So let's get to him after I believe this is after the court, and he's gonna break down when we get to the hour live. He's gonna break down specifically what happened and what occurred, you know, in a more detail in the courts, and it's gonna make more sense.
Look, family, this has been a bizarre and crazy day for so many reasons. But and I know y'all not gonna believe me, but I was supposed to have been on my way to the airport. And y'all, I'm telling y'all, this is God. God is real. I said, okay, let me sit here. I'm just sitting somewhere. Supposed to have been on my way to the airport. I'm just sitting here. Okay, God, what are you holding me for? My exact words. And do you know that the moment that I ask God, what are you holding me for? I look up and there go this BMW. And guess who in the BMW? Hold on.
I don't know how he be driving with the phone.
Now, I didn't plan on coming on here to talk right now.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't plan on coming on here to talk right now. Hold on. I didn't plan on coming here to talk right now because I got to come on here later. But look.
Wait, I just got to say something. I know y'all thinking the same thing I'm thinking. Jedidiah, you're going to have to get a hand-free phone. You're going to have to get somewhere to put your damn phone on and stop holding this phone when you're driving, okay? Because it's unsafe and they're going to use it against you. Please, okay? I'm sorry. I just had to say that. You know the mama had to come out like, what the hell? Okay, let's go.
Look, just not too long ago, got out of court. Let me get into a space where I can see.
Driving.
Just got, okay, I can't get the sun out my damn face. But I'm sitting here and I got to get ready to
get to it, babe.
I was finna, man, you know what, God? I'm just going to go in here and follow your lead.
Let me see
who
Jedidiah and I ran into.
For y'all to be my witnesses because Kamal Woods gets out the fucking SUV.
Oh.
And now I'm gonna approach this man. Hold on.
Let's stop right here. Kamal Woods, Tiffany Henyard's alleged boyfriend. Oh my goodness. Now I watched that whole hour live and he talked about having a conversation with Mr. Woods and recording it. But let's get to it. All right. You see how God is? Look what's what happened in the. Let's get to it. What is going on?
Before he leaves.
Look at Kamal. Mr. Henyard. Look at Jedidiah, his old crazy self. He don't care. Oh my God. You gotta respect the man. I'm laughing and nervousness, okay, guys? I really didn't see this video. Oh, Jedidiah. Y'all better be praying for this man. He be on his shit. Excuse my language. Oh my God. He's talking to him. I don't think we can hear the conversation. Let me see. Okay. So look, it looks like Jedidiah was talking to this man for a few minutes. Okay, this the camera and it was recording. All right. So Jedidiah talked to Tiffany Henyard's alleged right-hand man, alleged boyfriend. Okay. So you see how God is. This is right after basically all of these cops show up. Now, Jedidiah is going to go in more detail about what he went through as far as these cops showing up and the threats that was made, not allegedly, but definitely because not allegedly, it was acknowledged by staff in the courts. Okay, so let's get to this next clip. He is just a hot mess.
Look, family, this has been a bizarre and crazy day.
Well, hold on. All right. So this is when Jedidiah gets followed. Now, this is when things start heating up. And I guess they feel like this man is really out of pocket. You see how Jedidiah is just trying to talk to people, figure out what's going on. And what they're doing is flipping him, coming to seek information into criminalism. So, but this right here, what we see right here, you're going to see something really weird and out of pocket.
So right now I'm being followed by a cop car, and then he is pulling behind me, and I don't know who he is. Why are you following me? Okay, so this is a cop car, and that's Lacy. This is Lacy. This is some cop from some fucking department following me right now.
Now I'm gonna stop right here because allegedly, and I'm gonna have, when we listen to the live, I believe this is what he was talking about, that Miss Hilliard was allegedly in one of the cars that was following him, possibly this truck. Okay, because y'all gotta understand, Jedidiah got some things that people don't understand. I keep trying to tell y'all about Anonymous. You can't fuck around with them. If y'all understand, Anonymous been quiet for a couple of years. These are not the people to want to mess with. So for him to get a picture, and we see a picture of Tiffany Hilliard and them together after these encounters, allegedly trying to file a lawsuit. I mean, not a lawsuit, allegedly trying to file a report. It gets sticky. Let's watch this.
Who are you? It's a completely tinted car. They following me wherever I'm going. I'm not fucking afraid. Who are you? Who are you? You going on the whole nother side. Who the fuck are you?
Wow.
I'm not afraid of none of y'all, so don't play no games with me, bro. Don't follow my car. Don't fucking follow my car. Have a good day. Have a fucking good day.
They're not used to somebody like Jedidiah. They're not used to that.
They literally are following my fucking car, circling me. I don't know who this is, but all of a sudden now that I have a conversation with this man, now this fucking car, and it looked like that shit. Is that a Dodge? So what's up, bro? Like what's up? Like, what do you want? Move. All right, so now this then went to a whole nother level. Now they want to play games with me a whole different way. So I'm trying to figure out who the fuck this is. That's a blacked out car.
Wow.
It's police plated. You know what, bro?
Let's stop right here. Now, put yourself in Jedidiah's shoes. This is pretty scary and nerve-wracking. You know so many things can go wrong with an encounter like this. So he was being tagged for a while. And I'm going to be honest, the way Jedidiah act, I would have did the same thing. That was something that I actually taught my daughter. I said, if somebody's following you and you in the street, you walking and it's dark, get your ass, and excuse my language, get in the middle of the road and you start screaming, talking loud, acting crazy. Okay, it is what it is. They will leave. That's advice from Grace Levi, and obviously it worked. It fed off these alleged cops that was stalking Jedidiah, but it doesn't stop.
Got me fucked up. Y'all got me good and fucked up.
And he started following them.
It's police cars all fucking around me, and they don't.
Pray for Jedidiah.
These are all Dalton police officers, and I want to tell y'all really got the right nigga. Got the right one, bruh. Got the right one. Look, there go another cop car right there. There's a cop car behind me. Now they finna go talk. These are all cop cars. You feel me? They surrounding my shit. I'm definitely on whatever they on. What's up, bro? What's good? I'm not safe right now. I'm not safe, and I'm literally being surrounded by fucking blacked out police cars. And I love this shit. What's up? I'm gonna just stop. I'm gonna stop.
Pray for him. Pray for him.
Bet.
Pray for my brother.
I'm actually beyond P4 right now. To my team, I need y'all to get my shit on my line, please, because I'm not finna play with these people. I'm not afraid of them, and I'm not running.
Listen, I'm gonna just tell y'all, this live had me in, this video had me in so much emotions. I'm still in. I'm up, I'm down, I'm like, Jedidiah. This is a little nerve-wracking for me. So bear with me, y'all, okay? Because I don't want him to get hurt. Honestly. He's definitely doing the right thing by recording and saying and putting on record and showing all of this. And definitely the people coming too, because we're gonna get more detail on what happened. And people, they came, they showed up, they took pictures, they did a lot. Okay, shout out to Dalton, shout out to Dalton community.
This is the other car, and I want to make sure that these are Dalton plated cars right here.
Yo, he pulling up on them.
Because this ain't fucking Dalton. So whoever this is in this car, where the other car go? I'm not fucking afraid of y'all.
He ain't my friend.
So stop playing with me. Play with your mama. I'm not afraid of you. And what you gonna do, bro, is y'all gonna fuck around and find out. I'm not afraid of y'all. So whoever this is in this car,
oh God,
that's what y'all doing. They should be in Dalton. If these are Dalton police cars, you should be in fucking Dalton. Shouldn't you be in Dalton? Shouldn't you be in Dalton? Huh?
The car's shining.
I'm not finna, man, bro, what's up? You got the gun in the bags, get your bitch ass out if you gonna chase me, clown. If you gonna fucking follow me, get your bitch ass out. Ain't nobody scared of y'all whole ass niggas. Don't fucking play with me. Now I'm on your ass. Now I'm behind you.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking world. I'm not scared of none of this shit.
Oh,
I'm not scared of none of this shit.
I promise you, yo, I'm gonna just tell you, I love Jedidiah. This is the old me. I calmed down a whole lot. This is the old me. And when I watch this, I'm like, oh my God, pray for Jedidiah. And I can remember me doing shit like this. And I'm going to share some stories. Oh my God. Because I had an incident where the cops were following me for a couple of months. I already shared one situation with you guys, but it was another one too, okay? When you're dealing with toxic people, they get you in toxic situations.
Boy, what's up? I'm not scared of none of this shit. What up? What up? Huh?
Ooh,
what's
Jesus.
up, clown ass? Now don't fucking follow me again.
Oh my God.
Play with your fucking mama, dumbass. I swear to God, I ain't even exaggerating. I just got surrounded by 3 to 4 fucking blacked out fucking cars with MP plates.
That's right.
Following my shit. Now he's going to talk to the fucking Alsa police.
Just walk in the middle of the street and scream. Say they following me. You better Chris Rock them, Chris Tucker them. They following me. That's right. Jedidiah jumped out on them. I promise you. This is the old Grace Levi. We're gonna pray for Jedidiah because he's
now the Alsa police is gonna come over here. I know exactly.
In his own right, he's by himself, you know, when these things are happening.
What they own. And I'm the wrong nigga.
Jeez.
Now you got 2 fucking Alsa police officers. You got them included. They own that shit. I do not feel safe at all. Whatever they got going on, I don't feel safe at all. But you know what, bro? I went to the fucking police department so that I can. He just drove right past me. I can't go because they're chasing me, literally surrounding me everywhere I fucking go.
People on his live telling him to leave, please come to the hood. They trying to get him, you know, trying to like, where are you? We're gonna come to you. This is after court.
That's Chief Lacy.
Look,
that is definitely Chief Lacy.
They like 2-3 cars behind him.
That's Chief Lacy. That's a pickup. And I am not stopping for them. Fuck no.
So he stopped for the other one, but he like, I'm not about to be jumping out on him because it's already they you got to understand. Well, we're gonna do a little background on Chief Lacy. When I put up corruption in when I put up corrupt cop in Illinois or corruption in Chief Lacy in Dolton, actually I put corruption in Dolton and Chief Lacy picture came up. Okay, that's what I put in the search engine. Okay. Just by putting that, when I looked, his picture came up. We're gonna have to do some research on Chief Lacy because what I'm hearing is that he has a very intense background. Okay, and we're just gonna leave it right there.
Y'all, I'm being chased right now by an Alsa police car. I'm being chased by a Dalton police car. They have not put their lights on just yet. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Hey, I don't have my other shit on me. I'm not finna let these people stop me, G. I'm not.
Ooh.
I'm not.
We got the sirens on. You see that?
Fucking crazy.
My.
Red light camera reported ahead.
Fucking crazy.
My baby nervous.
I need you guys to do me a favor and get
here.
You need to relax. What do you mean relax? And I just got fucking surrounded by all these cars.
The sirens on.
Chasing me on my way to my fucking house.
I'm surprised they didn't get him for
I'm
looting.
not do it. I'm not stopping for them.
I'm surprised.
I'm not stopping for them.
They didn't get him for looting because the sirens was on. You saw the
I'm not stopping for them at all.
Hold on, y'all. Y'all saw that? Look.
And
look at the lights. Look, the lights on. I ain't tripping. Y'all see the lights in the back? They put the lights on them. Wait. He said, I am not stopping.
Oh my fucking God. I don't know what these motherfuckers is on. I'm not with it.
This was a semi chase. Y'all see this? This had me like, wow. I was stressed. I was at work and I was praying for him. And I prayed for him. I stopped my job and prayed for him. I said, oh my God.
Dalton Police Chief Lacy is outside of his jurisdiction in a fucking blacked out police car, and they are pursuing me. There is no legitimate reason to stop me. It's on and fucking popping, bro. Whatever it takes. Whatever it fucking takes. I can deal with this. Whatever it takes. It's war, bruh. It's war, bruh.
It's crazy.
It's war, bruh. I'm not stopping for this shit. They got their lights and sirens, and they are pursuing me. I just ordered an order of protection against Chief Lacy, and this is the fucking reason why.
Yeah, he's gonna tell you. We're gonna get details about this order of protection that he applied for against Chief Lacy.
Bitch ass nigga, you a punk, bro.
It's getting bad. It's getting crazy.
It's all good. It's all good. Your fucking day coming, bro. It relates to the feds gonna lock his dumb ass up. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I'm not stopping for no fucking illegitimate ass police.
And you know why? You know why? I just thought about it because I was like, yo, that's a looting. But he ain't locked up right now. You know why? Because they was out of their jurisdiction. This was intimidating and literally chasing him. They were chasing this gentleman.
He fucked up.
Wow. That's why he's not locked up.
They just stopped. They stopped their pursuit. They stopped their pursuit.
That's why he not locked up. They knew they wasn't supposed to be following him. Do you see what's going on? Do you see how crooked this is? What would you think would have happened if he would have stopped?
Oh!
Ooh, God be the glory. He said, I am not stopping.
Fucking idiots. They don't even know who they just did that shit to, bro. All right, Lacy. That's how you want to play this, bro?
When he go back to show the judge this, he's going to get a full restraining order against Lacy. Watch what happened, y'all. We're going to keep y'all up to date. Pray for our brother.
That's how you want to play this, fat fuck? You want to play this that way? You fat fuck.
Stick it in a snicker.
Nah. I bet.
Stealing the people money, eating all the food.
You guys look, you got you on here for my fucking safety, and that's it.
Thank you.
As a witness,
that's ridiculous.
My life was that's a threat to me. That's a fucking threat to me. I just engaged in a very fucking respectful and cordial conversation, so it wasn't nobody threatened or nothing like that.
So the conversation he's talking about is the conversation he had with Keith, that he had with Miss Hinger's alleged boyfriend.
It's all good. Somebody still.
All of this happened right after that conversation.
Right there, they are not too far from tracking where I'm at. I got out, man. Who is on and fucking?
All right, that's the end of that video. So now we're gonna get to this particular. This one is the long one, okay? And then this particular, I think we're gonna do this short one real quick. And then we're going to go to the long one because that I think it made more sense. So this is Dear Dalton, and he talks about a little bit more, and we're going to get more details.
Greetings, everybody. How you doing? This is your boy Jedidiah, a.k.a. Black. I hope that you all can hear me. I'm not going to wait. I am just coming on here specifically to inform you all of where we are at this particular moment, and hopefully to encourage a broader range of support. First thing that I want to make you all aware of is, as you saw today, again, I was already aware, and I told you all, and I'm only just saying this for credibility purposes, there was going to be another drop that was going to come through on Fox News. As I told you all before, I am now part of a collaborated effort to investigate, to organize, and to deliver justice for the people of Dalton, Illinois, and others. I'm not going to be on here long, but I'm going to tell you what's getting ready to come down the pipeline. Before I do that, I'm going to give a little bit more people an opportunity to come in by saying I am grateful for all of the messages of concern, but I am fine.
Hey, he's praying for you, boy.
I learned a great lesson today, and I'll talk about that later. I think that I take something away at every cause that I'm a part of. And I think that I'm being perfected as a man, even at the age of 37. Whenever you stop learning, you ought to stop living. I'm still learning. And these are the things that I want to say. What they did to me yesterday was just the wrong thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that they set me up. As I said before, Kamal Woods, who I was being respectful to and engaging, and will have the proof of that really soon to show you. I engaged this man thinking that we would just have a man-to-man conversation. I didn't expect him to be my friend. I wasn't going to be his friend. Just be honest and decent. But now I believe that he set me up after telling me what I already quoted yesterday, that if I was doing what you're doing, I would not get online and say I still have a mother.
Do you hear what Kamal told him? Let's play that one more time. This was the first threat. Well, this is like the third threat. This is ridiculous. Listen.
If I was doing what you're doing, I would not get online and say I still have a mother. So this man, who when I first met him, said to me to consider the fact that he is a father that is going through a divorce. And I did that. I considered his children and I considered her children.
Mm.
Well, let me just cut through the bullshit and the fluff. I am literally, officially afraid for my life because of the actions and the movements and the threats. And I am extremely focused and committed to the fact that this cannot and will not be left unchallenged, until its conclusion. I am currently at the airport, and I am going to be going to 2 places or 3 places. I'm going to be going to Las Vegas to finish my inquiry into what the progress is surrounding Andrew Holmes. I'm going to go to Washington, D.C., so that I can meet with my friends on a whole nother level. Because I don't know that I can trust anybody in the state of Illinois. This shit should have really been dealt with a long time ago. And then I'll be right back, because we got Hell Week to prepare for. Hell Week is less than, how far away is it?
I'm very concerned.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 5 days left to create Hell Week. So I can't get on here and pump and prime and beg. It either is or it isn't. And I've asked so many times, to the point where, first of all, I thank everybody for being focused, but I've asked so many times, and I'm going to ask one more time. Give us an opportunity to do this the right way, and do this big, to do this historically, to sign up to be a part of it, to contribute so that we can have enough resources to do it.
I'm going to stop right here on this video, because we're going to do a little rewind, and that's where we're going to watch the full hour of him talking about what specifically happened between this and prior, when he was being pursued. But what I just copied and pasted, what y'all see is right here. This is Jedidiah's, I believe, contact, or the people who are handling his funding, and email. So if you want to get in contact in regards to anything as far as Dolton, you can email here, and you know they got the Cash App. So I'll put it at the bottom of the screen. That is not my Cash App. I have nothing to do with that. I just wanted to support the brother, because it's really going down in Dolton, and it's a lot of corruption. So what we're about to do, we're about to rewind. All right, let's get to this part. Let's figure out what was happening in court, and what he talked about a little bit more with allegedly Mrs. Henyard's boyfriend. And I'm gonna move forward a little bit, because going like 1,000 times.
Remind you,
okay,
of what this page is. This is my personal Facebook page. It is where I have the ability to express to whoever chimes in or tunes in. And right now, my page has been focused on Dalton. But this is my page. And I'm going to share things from me. The first thing that I want to thank you all for is caring about me and being concerned about me. But I am now more concerned for the residents of the jurisdiction of the Dalton Police Department.
Yes, please. It's true.
Than I've ever been.
Please.
I will, and I'm going to get to that. The first thing that I want you guys to understand is that I literally got stuck in Flint, Michigan, my own accord. And I'm thinking that this is a frivolous restraining order that doesn't make basic sense. So I'm going to, because I want to stand with the residents of Dalton without any restriction, I basically told my lawyer nothing, like I'm good. And I stayed up so that I can make it back to Chicago
in time. And I did that. So literally, I have not been able to really sleep. Somebody said, stop sharing so much, bro. Jay, just please hear me and listen, if you can.
Listen, him sharing with y'all is saving his damn life. I tell you that right now. I'm just keeping it real. This is dangerous.
I have not really slept, but I went to the courthouse in Markham today, thinking this is going to be a routine walk in the park. This would be a continuance. This would be an issue where a judge will see that doesn't meet the threshold of a restraining order.
Let me see something.
And this will be a cakewalk. I will see maybe the lawyer, even though I saw it say pro se, or Lieutenant Staples herself. And then I would be asked a question, and I was thinking, man, in my mind, this is as far as I thought it would go. Maybe I'll be sworn in, and I can make the statements under oath, and she'll be sworn in. She can make the statements under oath. We can go from there. But when I got to the courthouse, I was unpleasantly shocked because there were 16 trickling in one after the next. There were 16 officers from Dalton, from the top brass down to the little guy. They were in a courtroom for a frivolous restraining order. Men and women who are tasked with upholding the law, who are privileged to carry a badge as identification and a firearm and handcuffs and mace and tasers. Look, they can carry that shit inside the courtroom. They could carry it 24/7 almost anywhere they go. Full Garth. Now, what I don't know at this particular moment is if these people were on payroll. I mean, if they were on clock if they was on the dime of the taxpayer at the moment. I just know that they were in their uniform. They were representing the people of Dalton. And so let me try to get through this and let me speed up my conversation. I was shocked because I had this question in my mind. If they are here, who's protecting Dalton? And out of all of them, there was one of them who came by and said hello. And that was, I believe, the watch commander, Inez. And her exact words to me was, I just want to say hello to you. I said, should we be talking? She said, probably. She said, I could talk to whoever I want to talk to because I'm a child of God. I said, okay, well, how you doing? And she walked off and went over there with the rest of the police officers. I don't know who are good or who are bad. All I can do is go off of what's in our investigation. But when they were all standing together, it makes me want to start this conversation with one question to the officers of the Dalton Police Department. How far can this man push you? How much can this man make you do? Even while the FBI is watching your every move. When do you realize that you have an oath to serve and protect the people of Dalton and not to be blindly led and misled by a man who doesn't even qualify to be your leader? When do the good officers say no to bad policing? And you make it very hard when you're lumped in with activity that doesn't even make simple sense. Because that was an intimidation tactic, and I guess y'all didn't pay attention enough. I'm not scared. I'm passionate, and I get angry. And I'm going to tell you guys something that you don't know that you're about to finally realize.
It's a civil case.
When I start talking very calmly in anger, when I start getting numb to my passion, you really crossed the line with me. And we were already preparing for Hell Week, but now you've really crossed the line. And so this is what happened.
Let's get to
I'm going to get the transcript and I'm going to try to obtain the video. In the courtroom, when it was finally our turn, the judge asked this lieutenant, really simple, do you know this man? Have you seen him before? She said, no, I don't know him and I ain't seen him before. She said to the lieutenant, she said, well, has he contacted any of your family members? Basically, it said any threats. No, he hasn't contacted any of my family members that I know of. Has he ever contacted you? No, he hasn't contacted me. Has he ever called you? No, he hasn't called me. Has he emailed you? Not that I know of. I haven't checked my emails. So what did he do? He was on the internet saying things about my personal life. And not one time. And I was waiting for it as I listened intently to her testimony. Not at one time did she say he was saying things about me that were not true. Jesus. She said, I don't understand. I understand that I am a public servant. And, you know, even before that, she said, well, what do you do? I work for Dalton Police. What do you do? Are you an elected official? No. Well, what do you do? I work for the police. Crazy.
Yeah.
This woman said, this lieutenant said, she said, has he ever contacted you? Not that I know of, not in the email, not that I know of. And she said, what did he do? He's been talking about me on social media and about my personal life. And I just don't understand what my personal life got to do with my job. And he came to my job. Well, what do you work? The police department. He came to my job, and this is where she made me aware of how low she is. She said, I don't know what he's capable of. He already attempted suicide by cop.
Wow. 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 You see what they tried to bring up in court? All right. I found a case too. I'm looking up to see if I can find this case. And I'm like, why can't I find it? Well, I'm going to let y'all finish listening. But there is a case that I found from 2018, Jedidiah against 5 cops or so. They came to a settlement. It's 2, 4, 6, 7 cops. Okay. So Jedidiah has a story to sell, but I'm going to let y'all finish listening. That caught me. I'm going to finish doing my research while we watch this.
That's when I was like, oh, hell no. Suicide by cop.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. That's crazy.
So they're going to keep on. Every time I move, y'all going to keep on trying to use this as something.
No, yes. And you know what? They're trying to speak that into existence because you're going to listen to how Officer Lacy threatens him right in front of the judge, right in front of everybody.
So that's your narrative. And the judge struggled, and I saw it on her face. I want to tell y'all, let me tell y'all how, so that people can understand that I'm not lying to you. And I'm going to do this quite a bit tonight. And I'm going to take my time. And that's why I said, if you can't watch this whole live, you don't have to be on it. Because I'm going to address somebody also tonight. It's time for me to cut the grass some more. I'm getting ready to go into Hell Week. Because I'm going to Hell Week. Because I'm going to Hell Week. And Dalton, if you think that this gonna make me tuck tail and run, you got another thing coming. Because I'm going to Hell Week. And the Bible says that no weapon that is formed against me shall prosper. And every tongue, we're gonna get to that in a minute. But let me help y'all out here. For everybody who lost in the sauce, because like I said, I'm going to deal with some things tonight. I'm going to deal with some snakes. We're going to cut some grass a little bit. But this is from my attorney. It says, please, my attorney says, attached, please find the April 9th, 2024 transcript that I from the initial hearing on the petition of the order of protection. I need whatever documents you have related to Staples' suspension for having sex while on duty. This is my lawyer sent me. Okay? And so there was somebody on that thing, like I said, I'm gonna deal with it. I'm gonna deal with it. Well, if he has a lawyer, he talking about he got a lawyer. Let me tell y'all something. I ain't got a lot of nobody for nothing. And I'm gonna tell y'all again. When I started this thing, I love it when people underestimate me. When I started this thing, I had just my lawyer. But right now, I'm up to 12. And since I left court, I got one new one. And let me tell you what they're saying to me. We are going to help you with these legal matters for free. Put your money in your pocket. It's an honor to serve. And so y'all want to do your research. This lawyer is not my personal lawyer, but this is a lawyer now that got y'all back as I lead. I'm gonna deal with some demons tonight. Hold on. Now I want you guys to remember this name because I'm gonna help you do some research. But if I'm not mistaken, I ain't got nothing to hide and I'm not gonna play no games. But this lawyer right here, his name is Stephen. Now I want to help you all out with this real quick. This lawyer is a lawyer that was fired by Mayor Tiffany Hinyard.
Wow.
This is a lawyer, from what I understand, was fired by the village when they chose to then replace this lawyer with Delgado. Okay, I'm gonna try to keep let me tell y'all why I'm upset, but while I'm looking at God move, because y'all don't got a clue what's going on in the background. And I'm gonna even talk to y'all about why I was about to quit a little bit more, because y'all don't know about what's going on in the background. But now her lawyer is one of our lawyers. And if they cross the line with Hell Week, with anybody that come if we together, our lawyers gonna give them hell. Okay, I think y'all understand. I'm trying my best because I'm passionate and I'm upset, and it's on.
That's ridiculous.
Okay, so there you go. I told this lawyer, I don't need you for this lawsuit. I mean, for this restraining order, because this ain't nothing. I am reading this, and the inarticulate, the miscued, the not so factual, adolescent type restraining order won't stand. And I don't know what judge in their right mind would have given this, unless by which they considered the fact that this person was credible because they were law enforcement. But now that I'm here to speak for myself, and I'm going to challenge this restraining order for myself, I don't need no lawyer. I don't need to pay nobody, and I don't need nobody to waste their time. But I did not know that this man, even as I researched him, that you, because I know you watching, and I'm going to get to you. Oh, you are a bitch made ass nigga. Lacy, Chief Louis Lacy. I didn't know that a coward, such a fucking pathetic ass human being, a coward like you, will force all your officers to come because you still don't get it. Your arms aren't long enough, and you really think you scaring somebody, and you really think you gonna get away. Anyway, we're gonna get to that. So literally, I'm sitting in the court, and the judge, now when they talk about the suicide, I break script. Now I'm talking. I had something to say. I'm speaking for myself. But before that happened, I put on my Facebook page, I don't feel comfortable. I need y'all to back me up. And I'm asking y'all to do me a favor. If you're not in Dalton and you're not around it, get frustrated because of the optics when they're not right. But I need y'all to lead Dalton to me, because we are in a relationship now. And when I looked up, the sheriff was like, damn, because one person after another kept walking in the courtroom. Do you have a case? No. Do you have a case? Yes. What's your case? With Jedidiah,
I know that.
with Jedidiah, with Jedidiah,
That's right.
with Jedidiah. And as more people showed up from the community, guess what happened? The police officers, their numbers decreased because he thought he was going to be a bully and intimidate, but he sent them back because guess what? Now he got eyes on what he doing. Then pulled all y'all resources out of the damn village to be at court for something that literally made no sense.
Thank you.
So now they got people have pictures and I got proof. And if I'm not mistaken, the Dalton policy states that sergeants or the supervisory staff are not supposed to be leaving while they are on the clock. So we're going to deal with that. Thank you, Lacy, and to any person that was in any supervisory position in Dalton. I'm going to ask you again, how much more are you going to let this man push you? Because he had his career. And some of y'all trying to get your career off the ground. So y'all would rather fuck up your future for somebody who is done if you ain't read the writing on the wall. Chief, I hear you. I can't do it. Let me help y'all out. Chief Lacy, and maybe we should talk about that. Go look at his disciplinary report. He has disciplinary reports for not following the instructions of his superiors. Chief Collins. So I'm pretty sure he would understand you if you stood up for what was righteous and what was right, and then allow him to misguide you and mislead you. But because all y'all stood there with a smug ass face, not doing what you are paid to do as it relates to taking care of the taxpayers, you are now back on the radar that you didn't have to be on. And you may inconvenience me for a day, but I've been an advocate for a lifetime. And guess what? We are legion. We baby's kids. We don't die. We multiply. You move Martin Luther King out the way.
Message. I keep trying to tell y'all he's dropping something to them. That's why he's having these pictures and things to show. Keep up around and find out.
Somebody comes up. You move Malcolm X out the way. Somebody comes up. You move, and I'm not saying that I'm them, but you move Jedidiah out the way. You piss off the people. You will lose confidence and control, as I saw and you saw today, and I can be replaced because you can't kill the movement, and the people are moving. And so let me get to the meat and potatoes. The judge says, I'm going to remove the emergency order because I don't find cause for an emergency order. So I want to tell y'all today, I am a free man to move as I freely choose, and so well damn please. Because she stood there looking dumb as they come, and the order was removed. I can go to the police station. But she said, you have a right to a hearing. So you get a petition now, but not an emergency order. So what they did, okay. So when the people came, they got there, now they sent them back. Now we are in the courtroom. People are coming left and right. People coming out of the ceilings, out of the bushes. They're coming out from under judge robes and out of police officer uniforms. Y'all showed up today. I'm forever grateful for it. The young lady who I can't wait for y'all to meet showed up today. She got her own fight, but she won't stop showing up. And she came to fight for me.
I know that's right.
Blew my mind.
God be the glory.
Here's a long story short of court. I walk up out of there. You know, I'm sitting down. I'm sitting down. I'm sitting down. Chief Lacy, they mad now. Chief Lacy did just like this while walking. He says, I'm going to get you.
Do you see that?
Did you see that? I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. And I said, excuse me? Like, motherfucker, what? He said, I'm going to get you. This is the chief of the Dolton police. And this is my testimony of what I experienced today. I'm going to get you. So they leave, and the sheriff says, sit down. Sat down. They gone. I'm saying, can I leave now? No, you cannot. Wait till they leave.
You see how the sheriff tried to protect him? This was something I noticed, and I'm telling you, I believe, just listening to this, that the sheriff is going to be involved in investigating them. You know, I'm just thinking the way that they handled this, they saw his life was in danger. Listen.
Okay. If we have to give you a full escort of sheriffs out of the building, we'll provide them for you. No, thank you.
That's ridiculous.
I'm sitting down. Chief Lacy comes back in the courtroom with the lieutenant. They sit down. We're waiting on the paperwork. What paperwork y'all waiting on? Y'all ain't waiting on no paperwork. They gave you the date, which is the 23rd of May. Y'all left up out of here. Your emergency order is revoked, and now you have a hearing.
So y'all heard clearly that the judge was not ridiculous, and that judge who actually granted, I don't even believe exists. I'm just going to keep it honest, and I hope that Jedidiah continue to look into this a little bit deeper, because the first order was signed by a judge, but it was allegedly the after-hour judge. And sometimes those after-hour judges are contact over phone, literally on call.
You ain't waiting on no paperwork. And just like I thought and knew, he gets up with her after whispering in her ear. They get the paper. I get my paper. They walk back out. But when he walked back out, he says, I'll see you in a week. I'll see you in a week. I'll see you in a week. One time. I'm just showing y'all the same gesture. And the second time, the judge looks up and the sheriff says, I saw that.
So right there, if the sheriff saw it, I'm gonna have some hope in the sheriff. They should have locked this, or held him, charged him, something. The sheriff acknowledged it, the judge acknowledged it, that Lacy did a gun sign like, I'm gonna see you. Yes. Do you see that? And then had the nerve to say, that's why we gotta pray, because we dealing with some demons. In the middle of the hearing, allegedly say, oh, he tried to do suicide by cop. Let's keep this in mind. The scenario that these demons are trying to put around Jedidiah. We rebuke that. We rebuke that. Okay?
Jedidiah, sit down.
Protect that man.
At this point, I'm heated. Because this man so brazenly, in his ignorance, just threatened me in open court. There's a constituency right outside the door. He walks out. I've had enough.
He about to go.
I walk out. That man walking slow, because now he's trying to agitate me.
My.
I'm walking out of the courtroom. I'm trying to tell y'all how much God was in the day. I'm walking out of the courtroom, and I need y'all to understand that it's wartime now. We got to deal with this devil for what it is. I'm walking out of the courtroom, and I'm walking out. I see all of the people that have assembled, and I look up, and it's crazy, because who else is in the courtroom today? The officer that I was just saying that I want to find.
And I think he's talking about Officer Sims. Okay? Because Officer Sims still worked for Dalton Police Station. Listen.
The officer who did the right thing.
Yeah, Officer Sims.
He ain't even have nothing to do with me in that courtroom. That man was doing something completely different. And look at God. He was in that courtroom. And if I would have just stayed, if I would have just not took the serious and let this thing go, I would have never ran into that officer today. At the bottom, they was also having a hearing about the person that shot a police officer in Chicago. It was a lot going on in that courtroom today. And I asked God, I said, God, I want to meet that man. I want to understand what he's going through. And this is what I was told from the residents. They said that Lacy saw him and said, what are you doing here? That man wasn't even there for me, for Lacy, for her. But it's really interesting. Come on through here, God. It's really interesting how I see 16 cops in full uniform that are there, that shouldn't be there. And then across the way, you see one cop not in uniform. They're handling some other business.
Do you think that cop showed up on purpose? You think Officer Sim showed up on purpose?
And he is the...
Because he wanted to meet Jedidiah and get some more information? This is about to get ugly.
Soul cop who did the right thing. Chief Lacy looks at him and said, what are you doing here? And he says, it's a public building. I'm here handling business. We didn't collide it. Now I finally saw and met this officer.
My.
And there's so much going on. I ain't get to really have a real conversation with the man. But I seen the whites of his eyes. And I'm going to fight for and with him. Because I heard, as I had already told y'all, while nobody is thinking about these victims, I heard that they were going through hell. Now let's fast forward. That threat.
Jesus.
I would not file my own restraining order.
That's right.
Long story short, I have a petition. I didn't get an emergency order. I have a petition. But while I stood there, I said, okay, God, I am going to follow. Y'all got to listen to what I'm saying. I said, God, I'm following your lead. I was supposed to walk out of that thing and got to the airport. I said, change my flight. I'm getting an order of protection. I went and found my petition. I got me a petition, but no order. And I'm standing there saying, God, I'm following your lead. I leave there. I end up going to a gas station. I'm sitting in a gas station. I was finna literally go get gas. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing. Where am I going? How I'm doing? I look up. There go Kamal getting out of his car, walking inside of the store.
So now we got a breakdown of what happened in the court and how intense it is and how Jedidiah had to file a restraining order against Officer Lacy for threatening him in front of the sheriff and the judge. I want to know what you think is going to happen. Let me know what you think is going to happen with this actual petition being filed and what will be the effects on Officer Lacy. Me, I don't think he's going to have too much effects because he's already been getting away with murder. Okay. Now he's going to move forward and he's going to talk a little bit about his conversation allegedly with Henyard's boyfriend.
I then got on live to say, I'm following God. I see Kamal. I'm going to speak to him. I'm going to get out and I'm going to approach him. All the people out there who keep telling me how to live my life as a free man and as an advocate that have done this over 10, 15, 12 years, 13, 14, 15 years. I need y'all to understand that God is in control of everything. Even if you misstep, when you stumble, you might have stumbled because he's going to block something that was finna knock you another way. I am not worried or fearful of nothing and no man. Now let's get into this. Kamal comes out of the store. I walk up to the car. How you doing? There was no threat. There was no nothing. You see me. How you doing? Kamal. It looks like he's just going to keep driving. I walk to my car. Kamal drives right by me. He's seen me. He know who I am. If he had any thought that anything was wrong, he could have just completely what? Drove the fuck past. But Kamal stopped his car from being in front of mine. I'm pretty sure by now that people had already told him that he is on live. Okay, ain't nothing to hide. Jedidiah is not here to target anybody. Jedidiah is here to get the facts and to present them to the public and to advocate for victims and to figure out what's going on. And if I'm going to get to the truth as an advocate, I got to be willing to hear all sides. And I got to be willing to figure out where the breadcrumbs lead me, right? So what the fuck am I afraid for? And this is a man, this is the same man that when I came to the Thornton Township, pulled me outside because he wanted to talk to me man to man. I have children. I got a wife. I got children. I'm going through a divorce. I am not into this or on that. I'm not the mayor. He talked to me as a man. So what was the difference for me now going up to his car and saying, how you doing? And I said to him, so now look, he pulls on the side of me. He gets out of his car. You literally can hear him say, what's the problem? And I say, there is no problem. We're starting to have a conversation. There is never at any time any kind of tension. I'm saying this because I have enough lawyers to know when I can and cannot talk.
I know that's right.
And I ain't been on here all day because I know for a fact it's home. So please don't give me legal advice. I got lawyers for you. I'm telling you this in advance. He gets out that car. Kamal is talking to me. But if I'm lying, I don't wake up in the morning. But I kept saying, Kamal, all I said to him was, I'm speaking you to a man like you, as a man like you speaking to me as a man. This man literally says out of his mouth, and I quote, because up until what happened, I was cool with it. I'm just like processing. I was like, I'm gonna process this conversation. We had a decent conversation at the township, and I'm telling him how I feel. But Kamal says, I love you. I said, no, you don't love me. He said, no, I love you. You're a man of God. He said, you a hustler. I said, you think I'm hustling? He said, you a hustler. I'm not saying you hustling right now. I'm saying you a hustler. He says, you got the potential to be a millionaire. You could be a millionaire. How much does it cost to make $1 million at the end of the year?
Do you see the conversation that he's having? He's trying to lawyer Jedidiah. I'm telling you, this is manipulation right here. So he's like, yo, you could do a lot better. You a hustler, you know, trying to put him on his team. This is how the streets work. If y'all don't understand it, my eyes pop open like, here go the jive talk. He like, we about to try to get him under our belt. But guess what? We won't fold, we won't bend down, and we won't compromise. All right?
If you get paid every day. And why am I talking about our conversation? Because Kamal literally, I think this motherfucker set me up. Now I think you played in my face. Yes. And I'm cool with it. How did I look up and you end up at that gas station? Out of all places.
They did it on purpose.
This is interesting. So let's get into this. After y'all seen that I filed a restraining order on your police chief. But me, I'm just gonna go with the symbol. But I felt in my spirit something is not right. But it's okay, because I'm a protected man and I don't fear nobody. And I want to put this on record in the public. And I want this to be understood so that y'all can understand where I'm at and why I ain't playing no games. Kamal Woods said to me out of his mouth, and I quote, he said, doing what you doing, I would never get on live and tell nobody I still have a mother.
So he's going to reiterating the threat. Now, I pray that Jedidiah go file a restraining order against Kamal, okay? Allegedly Tiffany Henry's boyfriend. This is how dirty they're playing. And they don't understand that this man record everything. Lord.
I said, huh? For me, the first time it didn't register. I looked him dead in his eyes when he said that. He said, doing what you doing, I just would never get on live and tell anybody I still have a mom. And then he followed that with another quote that I will never forget.
Opportunity, a threat.
Kamal Woods said to me, and don't go over there to Calumet City, because it get real dark over there. It gets real dark. Again, these are things that was in the conversation. I'm thinking, oh, this man chopping it up. I guess this is because he also said, I love you. And he also said you could be a millionaire. So I'm trying to figure out, well, what you saying?
He Illuminati in you. That's how, allegedly, that's how the manipulation works. The think is a game. So he give him some compliments, say, yeah, you a hustler, you can make $1 million, throw that out there. Yeah, you my brother, I love you, pull a Tiffany Henry, no matter what, but then throw subliminal threats towards Jedediah's mother and basically telling him there's some sundown towns here. And if you ain't playing our game, you better watch your back, allegedly.
But I kept telling him, I'm saying, wait a minute, this conversation don't make sense to me. I'm trying to figure you out. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm literally saying this to him. But let me tell you guys what I said to Kamal. I said to Kamal, you approached me like a man when I was at the township, and I respect you for it because you're one of the only ones who did. And for that reason and that reason alone, I consider the things you said about being a father. I consider the things that you said about being a businessman. I consider the things you said, and that's why I literally just took a deeper dive. But I'm not even speaking on you. I'm letting the authorities do whatever they need to do. Wherever the chips fall where they are, they fall where they may. That's what I'm telling them. And I said, I'm just really coming to you to say, man to man, appreciate you for having a man dialogue. And then he's gonna say, and you got to be careful about people using you and misleading you. And I said, I want you to understand, I'm not a part of no team. I'm here to find the truth. And I came here for Andrew Holmes. Then this is what Kamal said, man. You want to find Kamal and and I said, I wanted her to simply call for his resignation or to shun him, to scold him. And this is what Kamal says, and I quote, if you're an elected official, can't nobody tell you what to do. You do what you want to do on your own. But I'm thinking in my mind, bullshit. He's the only elected official that supports her in the vote. And she has a voice as a mayor and the one who the woman came to. So I'm just listening to it. I'm just trying to figure out, because it literally was a lot of things he said that was interesting, but I'm trying to feel why I feel empty, because I'm doing this by discernment, but I'm just looking at him. But when you threaten my mama, my smile was saying, okay.
Wow.
Okay. Okay, you threatening my mama, the one person that got on fucking live and said, consider your supposed family, consider your children. You threaten the one motherfucker who said literally to her own child, consider the fact that y'all are parents. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Okay. So here it goes.
Let me stop 1 second. I want to just throw this in here. This is very sad, because this is what activists used to go through back in the day when we allegedly got emancipated from slavery, and it was Jim Crow. Okay. Do you remember the movie called Just Mercy that starred, what is his name? This young man name is a cute self. Michael B. Jordan. Okay. And in Just Mercy, they had this same thing going on where the officers will attack someone or go after the people who are seeking justice. But what's so sad in this situation is that this is us. This is our own people. We are doing this to ourselves. Our Black community has been so engraved and inoculated in this beast system that despite the injustice that we went through, despite knowing that your ancestors was literally oppressed and whatever, fought for your rights, came over on a boat, and we're still feeling this oppression, you're going to go and do the same damn thing. This is literally the tactics that they did back in the day to activists, to Malcolm X, to Martin Luther King. These conversations was the same type of conversation. And I'm not saying this Malcolm X is Martin Luther King. I'm not saying Jedidiah is that. But what I'm saying is that us in the Black community, we should be truly alarmed. The level of corruption that we have lost ourselves so much in the system and in corruption that you would do this to your own brother. Period. Point blank, period. I had to bring that up. I don't give a damn. This would be less hurtful because it happened so many times if these was white officers. We'd be like, yup, look at that. But they black. Black on black on black. And Tiffany had the nerve to tell me, I'm the first black man. Y'all should respect me. Y'all should love me. Y'all should be proud of me. We proud of this shit. Excuse me. We proud of this corruption. This is what we should be proud of, that our youth is in danger, that you have residents in Dolton who children's been killed by officers in that little old town. You got gun violence that's a little bit out of control in that little old town. Huh? You need to do better. Tiffany, in the offices of Dolton, you need to do better because you're going to be judged. Your karma is here. I promise you. Y'all going down. Y'all going down. Y'all already see the writing on the wall.
Kamal reaches his hand out to give me that.
Wow.
A hug of such sense. And he says, you are a man of God.
Wow.
And now I'm so fucking confused. Because I'm like,
You've been kissed by the devil. Just know that. Don't be confused. You've been kissed by the devil.
But I kept saying, I'm going to let you go about your day. And people kept calling his phone. You okay? He's like, I'm good. I'm not on that. I'm not living that life. I'm not doing that. And in my mind, and I'm going to be honest with y'all, when I was talking to him, I'm saying to myself,
somebody was watching them.
Wow. Is he really? He's a charming talker. So when I was listening to him talk, what I was saying to myself is, do he really care?
See?
And do he really think that nothing has been done wrong?
Do you see what I'm saying? So y'all want somebody to be politically correct and sound good like the devil? Sing to you all nice? And now Jedidiah over here thinking like, damn, did I mess up? He seemed like a nice guy. Even got Jedidiah thinking. Read the spirit, Jedidiah. Just read the spirit, okay? My Hebrew brother, just read the spirit.
Because it was the way he was talking outside of those particular statements. And I was cool. I was going to come back on. I was really going to come on and say, y'all, I had a conversation with Kamal. I'm a little confused. The man said that he loved me. He told me he tried to speak and minister into my life as it relates to what I'm doing. He said, I got the potential to do amazing things. He said, you could be a writer. He literally said, you could be with celebrity people and do all these things and make a lot of money if you was with the right people. Ooh. So I said, okay.
Let me find out. We fucking with the Illuminati a little bit. Let me find out we're fucking with the Illuminati. That's why Tiffany Hen, you're acting so emboldened, allegedly. The fuck?
It was confusing the way he was talking. I said, I don't expect you to be my friend or anything like that. I just want you to understand all I wanted was for the mayor to address the sexual assault allegations. And then he said, well, you want him to address them? He said, you want us to address something with the man? We don't know where he at. He said, we don't talk to him. I don't talk to him. Oh, okay.
Now.
All right, you have a great day, Kamal. I think I said it about 4 or 5 times. You can go ahead and get to your day, and I'm going to process this conversation. I literally get back in my car to drive off, and I notice that they're just sitting there. Now, mind you, our conversation had to have happened or lasted about a good 10, 15, if not 20 minutes. There was no security detail. We were not in the city of Dalton. Did you hear me? There was no contention. There was nothing that was said except for those very peculiar statements that I said to myself, did this man just threaten my mother? Okay. But even that, let me process it because I got to see and make sure that I'm hearing the right thing. And so when I get ready to leave, I noticed their car didn't move. But now, 15 to 20 minutes later, there is a black SUV on the edge of this parking lot as I'm getting ready to leave. I'm leaving. I go around. This SUV is now following me. It is following me. Now, understand this. If they was there for protection, like they finna try to spin this thing, and I have lawyers, I can talk. If they was trying to protect somebody, number one, they weren't there for the whole 15 to 20 minutes. And if anybody felt like they was under any duress, why didn't they call 911? Okay, number two, there has to be clear imagery of me and this man talking without any kind of beef. So if that tape disappears, don't worry, because you know how I got those pictures of y'all out there making that police report. You didn't pay attention enough for you to sit there and think that don't nobody got my back, and for you to really believe with your foolish self that I'm really out here alone. Y'all still ain't got good sense.
Thank you.
Funny as hell. So literally, I'm saying this on the record. So when y'all go filing that false police report that I'm going to obtain, it is a felony. And I'm telling you right now, smack dead in the middle, when you take this video to camera, I want you to know that I'm ready. Y'all ain't messing with no amateur. I stand out there in fucking slides, vulnerable as hell. But don't you ever think, and I ain't afraid to say it, that I ain't got nobody.
Oh God.
And that I ain't done enough research to know what you think you capable of. But I could tell by the way you move, y'all don't know what I'm capable of. And I'm fine with that, because I'm a man that is after justice, and I'm going to get it. And you didn't make me afraid. You upset me so that I'm numb to the passion in me. And that means I'm focused.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm focused. When I ain't yelling and blurting out because I'm mad, when you make me so mad I'm focused, I don't need no sleep. Because all night long, I'm preparing for Hell Week. And now, it's personal. Because you spoke on a woman who only wants to see God be glorified, that even tried to make it sympathetic for your dumb ass.
We're going to stop right there, okay? Because this is about an hour and 45 minutes live. We listened to 45 minutes. I wanted you guys to get a deep detail on what's happening behind the scenes. We're going to keep following Jedidiah page and what goes on. So this is what occurred in Dolton related to false charges or false, restraining order being filed against Jedidiah. And now that has reversed, and he was able to file a restraining order against Chief Lacy. Okay? Lacy, not allegedly, but right in front of the sheriff and the judge, said, I'm going to see you. Yeah. It was so alarming and so blatant that the sheriff said no. First of all, I saw that. 2, sit down, Jedidiah. That's saying a lot when the sheriff say sit down because you need protection. Basically, let them go, and then you go. And then he was still followed and had a set up encounter, I believe, a set up encounter with Mr. Keith, allegedly missing your boyfriend. Now, I don't know if he showed the picture. Did y'all see the picture? Because I was doing research and I pulled up a case with actual Jedidiah, but I think he showed a picture of Hinyard, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to get to this real quick because the picture is in this video, I think.
We'll have the proof of that really soon to show you. I engaged this man thinking that we would just have a man-to-man conversation. I didn't expect him to be my friend. I wasn't going to be his friend. Just be honest and decent.
Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to find this picture.
But now I believe that he set me up after telling me what I already told you yesterday. That if I was doing what you're doing, I would not get online and say I still have a mother.
Give me 1 second. Why is not showing me the picture? All right, I'm gonna try to find
How
that
many
picture of
presidents have
that he had. I hope he showed it in the live because I was doing some research while I was on a live with you guys. Now let's get to this case. Let me let y'all know this. Jedidiah ain't new to this. He true to this. I found an old case. Now I'm looking for this particular case. If he has the case number, he showed a picture. So when I get off this live, I'm going to look for that case because I could not pull it up. The only case that I was able to pull up that involved Jedidiah was this case that took place like in 2018, I think. Was it 2018? I believe so. I got it off the let me just make sure. Jedidiah versus the state of Illinois. This involved about 7 police officers in Jedidiah at a protest. And yes, it is Jedidiah Brown versus unknown Chicago police. This was Illinois North District Court. This was in 2018. And this took about 3 years to settle. Okay. We're not going to go through 3 years of paperwork, but we are going to go a little bit into this. So as y'all see, this is Jedidiah versus unknown officers. But when I go into the settlement, because at the end, the case was settled. The officers' names are there. So let's just get into this a little bit of the facts of this case, just to let y'all know Jedidiah is not new to this. He's true to this, and he has been assaulted by police. This is why he said this is not his first rodeo. So on or about July 19th, the plaintiff was in the area of 71st Street of Jefferson Boulevard in Chicago, Illinois, participated in a protest of an earlier fatal shooting of a fatal police shooting. The plaintiff was not committing and had not committed any crime. The defendant officers approached another protester on the scene, therefore, without lawful justification or accusing one of the defendant officers, just struck the plaintiff. Literally just struck Jedidiah. Okay, this is what his complaint is. The foregoing defendant officer seized plaintiff's arm and twisted it behind his back. Some of the defendant officers repeatedly struck plaintiff about the body without lawful justification or excuse. The defendant officer handcuffed the plaintiff and continued to strike him after he was handcuffed. Excessive force. This is why this is probably settled. It took a couple of years, but it was settled. While selected defendant officers engaged in the use of force as set forth above, the remaining defendant officers was present and failed to intervene to prevent their defense misconduct, despite having a reasonable opportunity to do so. All right, let me get my booty on the screen so I can read it to y'all. So I know I'm here with y'all. All right, so while the defendant officer engaged in the use of force, set above, I read that. Now let's move on. The handcuffs were placed on the plaintiff's wrist extremely tight. Plaintiff was placed in the police vehicle. Before the vehicle departed the scene, plaintiff made multiple complaints to the defendant officer regarding the replacement of the handcuff and the pain he was feeling. And he also requested medical attention for his injuries, including without limitation, a serious injury of his wrist he has sustained due to the defendant officer's action. Now, you should know anytime that you're being arrested, if you ask to see a medic, they should let you see a medic. It is not lawful, but you need to check in your county how they do their procedures to take someone who needs to go to the hospital to go get them booked and then get checked out. Okay, that's not how it works. That's how many people die in officer care. Okay, so just know that that's what they're supposed to do. The defendant officers took no actions to address the plaintiff's complaint and request for attention for his serious medical condition on the scene. After several minutes of waiting in the vehicle on the scene, the plaintiff was transported to the police station, where about his handcuff was eventually removed and unlocked. While at the police station and before any probable cause hearing, plaintiffs continued to make multiple requests for medical attention for his serious medical condition related to the defendant's officers and lockup staff. Okay, plaintiff requests were ignored for some time until a paramedic was eventually called. This is why they settled. Okay, just know all of this is illegal. Plaintiff was transported by ambulance to the University of Chicago Medical Center. While at the University of Chicago, the defendant officers interfered with plaintiff medical treatment and did not allow for a thorough examination of plaintiff complaint or injury. that's a hard position to be in because I'm a nurse and I will feel away. Plaintiff was taken back to the police station after his hospitalization visit. Because he was not allowed to be thoroughly examined at the University of Chicago Medical Center, and because his injuries continue to bother him, plaintiff resumed his request for medical attention. Again, the defendant officers and lockup staff ignored multiple requests by the plaintiff for medical attention for some time until they eventually transported him to a private hospital. Once again, while at the private hospital, the defendant officer again attempted to interfere with the plaintiff's medical treatment and prohibit a thorough evaluation of the plaintiff complaints. Okay? Wow. Okay, excessive force failure to intervene section. Plaintiff hereby incorporate all previous paragraphs as though fully set forth. The action of the defendant office are set forth here, though continuous excessive force and failure to intervene against plaintiff, thus violating his rights under the United States Constitution and the 42nd U.S.C. section 1983. Okay. Said action of the defendant officers were intentional, willful, and wasn't warranted, and was committed with reckless disregard for the plaintiff's rights. Said action, the defendant officer was objectively unreasonably under the circumstances. So all actions was unreasonable when you look at the situation objectively. That's what they were saying. As a direct and proximal consequences of the defendant officer's conduct, the plaintiff suffered damage, include without limitation violation of his constitutional rights, emotional anxiety, fear, pain, and suffering, and monetary expenses. So this was the complaint that was brought forth in the state of, hold on, I am still logged in. This is about to log me out. In the state of Illinois North District in 2018, and it was concluded on May 2021. My. You see how the devil is? It's like literally 3 years later, Jedidiah is back in court for something similar. So this particular case involved about 6 officers. And he also included the municipality. So you do know when there's a settlement, we're not able to get the details of the settlement. But it was dismissed with prejudice. And then they gave it 70 days or 60 days or 70 days or something like that to be dismissed without prejudice, meaning they could not come back and say anything. So they gave it a time frame to see if the officers wanted to come back and defend themselves, or if Jedidiah wasn't satisfied with the actual agreement. All right. So this is what I wanted to talk to you guys about tonight. Y'all see we went through a series of emotions. Yes, Jedidiah is sending me into emotional distress because I am very concerned for him. I am very concerned for the city of Dolton after what I have seen with the officers' behavior. This is not nothing that we have not seen in urban neighborhoods that y'all call the hood. I'm going to give you a story before we log off. I told y'all the story when I was pregnant. No, this is the story. Okay, so the first story I told you guys about with the car and my kid's father and the officers taking the car illegally. This next situation happened with my second kid's father, because I have 2, and they're both just losers. I'm so sorry. You know, when you're young, you don't know better. But this gentleman was finding himself to be locked up. And I'm home and I'm pregnant. I'm about 7 months pregnant. The officers showed up at my door. I'm 20, 20? Knocked on my door. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? Well, your boyfriend got locked up and your boyfriend said he got guns here. And I'm like, what? Now, y'all need to listen to this story because this is how the manipulation happens. And this is how they take advantage of us and put us in a bad situation. So I was like, what are you talking about? Like this guy was doing street stuff, but he was like a petty little drug dealer. He didn't deal with that stuff. So I was like, no way. Like, he don't even carry guns. I don't have no guns in here. I said, this is what he told you. Now, me being young and dumb, I said, okay, you can come in. Where did he say he had guns at? Because he said specifically, my kid's father was inside of the car outside, and he had him in the car, and he was basically coming here to get the rest of the guns. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Mind you, I was calling him. I'm nervous. I'm pregnant as heck. I let him in, and he says, he starts to basically kind of push past me and start to bombard me, opening doors and everything. And I'm like, no, wait, stop. You are not welcome in here. I specifically said you can look in one place, because he said that it's in a closet, some closet. I said, well, there's a closet right here. You can look at this closet, but I know it's no closet in the room with my kids' stuff and everything, because my son was 1 year old and I was pregnant with my daughter. So the officer pushed past me, and I proceed to tumble over and fall over a rolled up carpet. I fell right on my stomach, and I was injured. Okay. The officer got nervous and left. Okay. Left me. Didn't call the ambulance. Didn't do anything. I had to get my ass up, my black pregnant self up, because they don't have no regards for us. I was just a young, dumb black girl, to go to the hospital. They did an examination on me, and my daughter's heart rate was still there. Everything was good. I went, and this was in Newark, New Jersey. I went to file a police report with Internal Affairs. That set off a series of issues. Was I stalked? I'm talking about gang stalk. I didn't receive so many tickets in my damn life. Excuse me. I don't know if they thought that I was retarded, stupid, but I would literally get 4 tickets on top of each other. Okay, within 5 minutes. If street cleaning started at 7 o'clock, 7:01, I had a ticket. 7:22, I had a ticket. 8:30, I had a ticket. And I literally had to go to court and fight every single ticket and just pay for one or get them reduced. You see what I'm saying? Because street cleaning in Jersey was ridiculous. So they couldn't catch me any other way, because I was a good girl, just like bad boys. I was in a bad situation. I wasn't smart. Okay. So what ended up happening is that Internal Affairs did their investigation, and they did allegedly found that the cops act unaccordingly, and that they would have their own way of discipline that I couldn't find out about. But because I wasn't like injured like bad, and my baby didn't suffer any lifelong injuries, they said, then they can't pursue it to a higher esteem. Now, I was younger then. So I was young, dumb, and stressed out. My kid's father ended up getting locked up. And this was the story behind that. This is how they tricked them. Y'all need to be aware. They allegedly, he was carrying a guard you now. I didn't know, because he had got into some beef with some people. Big retard. Okay. Anyway. And the cops walked right up on him. In Jersey, they had just passed a state law that is mandatory 5 years if you are caught with a gun. So what ended up happening is that they were, looking for guns, and they drove around with him for about 2 hours, until they convinced him or talked him into saying, given my address, said it was guns at my house. I don't know if my kid's father said that, because I don't think he said that, but somehow they led back to my house. And they tricked me to come in my home and then end up assaulting me. The end result of that situation was that they, couldn't tell me what was the disciplinary actions. I really couldn't pursue, or I thought I couldn't pursue any lawsuit against them, because I wasn't permanently injured. And then what ended up happening is that my, what was the last thing that ended up happening? They didn't get permanent injury. They end up eventually leaving me alone. They stopped stalking me. My kid's father ended up almost doing 5 years in jail. But because I was the hood scholar and I love to read, I end up finding out, and I'm telling you this story so y'all can learn from my mistakes. I was younger though. The law that was passed, it was like a retroactive, or not even retroactive. Yeah, it covered a certain time frame that didn't allow them to capture his case. So he wasn't basically sentenced to 5 years, because of me finding out that his time frame of me being locked up didn't fall under that law that was about to take place, because it got passed, but it didn't get enacted. But originally, his lawyer told him that you were going to be facing 5 years and you need to make a plea bargain. Okay. So I'm covering these type of stories because they resonate with me. Us in the community of Newark, we have went through a lot. We went through police corruption, the police stealing, and stealing from drug dealers, helping the drug game go on. Yeah, a lot of that. And it really took us, the residents, to say no. So every Saturday, and I'm telling you this story, Dolton, we used to go out because if these cops are not going to do it and they went rogue, you're going to have to protect your community. We used to go out and we used to get on a bullhorn in our cars. The people take their turns. And we used to play, wake up, everybody, no more sleeping in bed. So we'll play that. We'll play God Loves You. We'll play Stop the Shooting. So you'll have somebody on a blowhorn saying, stop the shooting. Stop the shooting. It's literally 8 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday because we know Saturday and Friday was the time when things turned the hell up. So we took the steps to stop some of the crime. There were mothers that had to be checked, grandmothers that had to be checked because they was harboring criminals. Okay? Dalton, you're going to have to step it up. You have nothing protecting you. Your police department seemed like they went rogue. It is scary. I can totally understand why Jedidiah said it's bigger than me. I'm afraid for y'all. If this is what y'all had to go through and you have to live there, no protections. Do you remember there was a alleged lady making allegations that shots were fired at her house after Miss, I keep calling her Miss Dolton, but Miss Hinyard showed up at her house after having a disagreement or the lady talking against Miss Hinyard. Then later on that night, her tenants in her house and her tenant homes was shot up. Do you think she got any answers to that? Do you think that there was a real investigation? The people of Dalton is going to have to take their justice in their hand. And I'm not saying go out and fight the police. I'm talking about you're going to have to protect yourself. You're going to have neighborhood watch with your men trying to lower the crime. Watch what's going on with these officers that go rogue, because obviously something is not right. And I would say when Jedidiah comes to town, continue to do what y'all do. Protect that man because he put his life on the line for you. Okay, so I'm not going to drag this on. My passion is with Dalton. My passion is with Jedidiah. I love you. We're gonna end off with a song from a Hebrew brother. Y'all know I always gonna play some music, something that is gonna resonate with you guys. And I want you guys to keep fighting, endure. Jedidiah, be strong. I know you are, and I know you can handle this. Be strong, black man. Let's go.
learn a brand new and innovative way to invest your extra money that has a low barrier to entry and low competition? What if I told you that it is a guaranteed method to get up to 18 to 20% return on your investment? Tax lien and deed purchasing is the only way to get into the real estate market through the back door. No credit and no loans needed. This method isn't commonly taught, and therefore the competition is very low, for now. Put together a 14-hour info-packed course which will teach you everything you'll need to know to get started. Learn at your own pace, step-by-step guided video and aids to start you on the TLC deed investment process. The course offers many learning tools for new investors, helping ensure you safely invest in tax liens and deeds. Contact us today and join the buyback team.